Good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight we've got our F2 division, rounding off the final race now at Spa this week. It's a track that I think a couple of these lads will have done before, as we did use Spa in the pre-season, where Josh CDR Hamster took his first win. So he'll be hoping to capitalise on the form that he's been showing the beginning of this season and hope that he can get another win, at least one anyway at Spa. Comms tonight, you've just got myself, CDR Claymore, as our resident commentator. T-Bags had some change in his work commitments, so can no longer do the Mondays. Anyone who's tuned in, feel free to drop a comment, let me know any predictions. There we go, Hound cheering on himself, Hound for the win. Colby feeling free and dropping a comment. Not quite what I meant, but appreciated. I did try to have a look for the results of the pre-season race here, but I was unable to find them. So all I remember was Josh getting his first win. I remember myself spinning out both races, the sprint and the feature. Cheery there, tough crowd tonight. As it looks like the lads are now getting readying up. We will be jumping straight into a one-shot qualifying. Now, as you can see, 9 laps in the sprint, 13 laps in the feature. Doesn't seem like too much, but Spa is a long track, so I think we'll be looking probably 155s for race laps in the dry. Quali laps, a second or two quicker than that. Cheers for the comment, Culpit. Good luck for the race. Yeah, surprisingly, Colin, it's not my first time doing comms on F2. I have done it once before, and it threw me a little bit. I couldn't remember where the reverse grid went, but cheers for the heads up. That's it. Paul here will be brilliant for the feature, but it could be crazy for the sprint race starting in P10. Going into La Source is always hectic, let alone in these cars where they struggle with the braking. But let's see what happens. The timer started now. Guys will just be making the final. Colin, rain 10 minutes into the feature. Now that will make it interesting. Thanks for popping that in there, mate. Nicky cheering on also, as usual. And let's see how the times change out of the first corner. Culpy up there. Let's see if Cameron keeps it pinned through Eau Rouge. And he certainly does. Nicely done. Down the Kemmel straight now. And these one-shot qualifyings are always a bit hectic. The names just bouncing around on the leaderboard. The one name that nobody wanted to see is Osso, right down in P20. Not too sure if he's had a moment. Oh, Nerfpack decided he wanted that spot. Cameron makes it nicely around Pouillon. Still up there, in with a shot for Paul. Oh, as Hamster flies up a couple of positions there. It's all changed now. Let's see if everyone can keep it clean. As Cameron's now coming through Blanchimont. Keep it clean through the bus stop chicane, and it should be in with a fairly decent start. With Hamster's now challenging Culpy for that pole position. But Culpy has led from the first corner on this qualifying lap, and he takes pole for 54.7. As Carl and Harry were disqualified, and Osso was 10 seconds off the pace, so he must have had an incident there. But pole position for your feature race will be Culpy. He'll be starting P10 in the sprint, and Kieran will be starting on pole in the sprint race. Dan just missing out there, a couple of attempts. And as you see, also 2 minute free. Definitely not setting the world alight, 9 seconds off the pace. Also commenting saying he had a quali glitch of some sort. So yeah, that's what you can call it. What you mean is you lifted off through Eau Rouge. Culpy saying let's go. Yeah, brilliant time there, Culpy. Well done, mate. As we're now coming into the sprint, I'm going to assume the sprint is all dry because no one's told me otherwise. And we're looking at rain 10 minutes into the feature. So this will be interesting. I don't know if it's just my eyes, but that window on the right of my screen there looks wet. But the track looks dry. T-Bag just jumping in saying no Ninja. No, unfortunately. Ninja's a bit under the weather. So you're stuck with myself. My northern voice. And let's go Senor Hamster. Hamster took P2 in quali, so he'll be starting P9 in the sprint race. I assume everyone will be on the same tyres here. I'll just have a quick look. Yeah, everyone on the mediums. It's going to be an interesting sprint race. As I say, going into La Source, you're going to have a few guys, the quicker guys, Culpy, Josh, Ginge, JJ, Cameron Poulter, all trying to make moves, not forgetting Dan, Aidan Gray as well. So let's see what happens. Harry will be making moves from near the back, as Carl will want to follow him through as well. And yeah, T-Bag just said, oh, as Kieran's spawning in the wall on the formation lap. I mean, I'm used to seeing Kieran spin, but probably not on the formation lap. He's lucky the damage doesn't continue, but yeah, it should be an interesting start of the race. I think if I had to make a bold prediction here, I'd probably go for Cameron Poulter, Scotty, Cameron Poulter, and Hamster for the podium. I know Josh and Culpy both like cutting through the field from further back. I'd like to see Ginge do well as well. But let's see what happens. As we found out from all the F1 races here over the weekend, anything can happen. And T-Bag going for Hamster, Culpit and Cameron Poulter. Not far off me own. Right, let's see now as we're just lining up. Everyone's making their way to the grid spots. And I think that's it now, everyone's on the grid. Green flag's being waved. 5 lights are on, and away we go. That were a very quick release there, and I think that caught Kieran off guard a little bit. It looks like Mechanical and Scotty, King Lutman both got a better start. Mechanical round the outside. Oh, who's that? Scotty's. I think Scotty clipped the back of Kieran there, and Kieran spun in the wall. Definitely not the start he'd want from Paul. As Mechanical takes it nicely through Eau Rouge, who there's a couple of moves being made there. I don't think we've lost. Oh, we've lost Wicken out of the top of Eau Rouge and Radion there. Scotty's managed to make it past Lutman as well. And Culpit has made it past Hamster, Cameron Poulter and JJ and Ginge. So brilliant start there from Culpit. As Mechanical's just extending that gap, it's going to be in and around the 1 second mark shortly. As it looks like we've lost Hamster. He's dropping down the leaderboard. Doesn't look to have any wing damage, but unfortunately there for Josh, he has dropped all the way down. Matey boy's just got past King Lutman. It looks like Culpy's trying to get through there as well. As Cameron Poulter's on his inside there, and he takes that position back. Nice move there from Cameron. Both leaving each other enough space. Onto the back straight now. Culpy looked to be pulling out to make a move. And you've got No Fandangle sat on the back of him as well there. It looks like Hounds had a moment as well, because Hounds now at the back. Hamster has made a position back. Looks like JJ has managed to get past Dan there. Now this is it, they're all very close together, these guys, all on each other's gearboxes. As Cameron's now up to 4th, got past King Lutman at the inside of the source. Let's see what he can do here through Eau Rouge. They look like they're going too wide. King Lutman and Cameron, neither of them backing out. Lutman has ended up off the track, as I think that's Dan as well, who was off track. And they're 3 abreast down the Kemmel Straight. This is crazy. Lutman's gone from 4th to 7th though there. It looks like Aidan Gray's dropping down the order there. He looks like he's had a moment. He's clipped the inside curb at turn 7. Dan already picking up a penalty now as we're halfway around lap 2. Osso has managed to make a position. He's up to P18. Actually, I think that's where he started, because 2 guys got disqualified. Never mind. It's the taking part that counts. As Culpy's all over the back of Cameron now. Looks like Scotty's closing in on Mechanical as well at the front. Gap now down to around 5.5 tenths. As Ginger's made it past Luckman. As Harry's made it past Ronan. And looks like there's a bit of battling going on there between these four. And they're too wide through the sauce. Ooh, looks like Harry tapped the back of Ginge there. Let's see if they... Yeah, they're not going to go too wide through Eau Rouge again. Cameron Poulter picking up a 3-second penalty. And Ronan. That's not what he'd have wanted. But DRS open now for some of these. Yeah, Leatherman Harry there, DRS assistance helps him get that move done as Ronan dives up the inside of Ginge as well. And is battling Harry into that corner as well. Ginge tries a move up the inside of Ronan. I think he had a look at it and thought better. Looks like Cal Trim's got a better exit there out of that corner as someone's all over the grass there. I think that was Wings. He's now too wide going through Pouillon. Let's see what happens with Fandangle here on the back of JJ. Down this back straight, let's see, because he is looking very close to him now. Be hoping to use DRS on that back straight into the source and get a move done. Or maybe on the straight, he does look close enough, 3 tenths. And Matey Boys managed to bridge the gap to Colin as well, and I apologise, I missed Scotty overtake Colin. Scotty setting the fastest lap there as well, quickly taken by Cameron Poulter. We've got a bit of a DRS train now here, it looks. Oh, as Dan's completely off track. He's lost his end plate as well. I'm not too sure what happened there. He looked like he just completely missed his braking zone. Cameron Poulter's, oh, very wide. And Osso's retired. It looks like he's pulled into the pits and given up. Pit and quit. Let's have a look. Dan has rejoined just behind his teammate Harrison there. But he does have a bit of wing damage. Now, he won't want to pit, but if you're expecting rain in the feature race, that might just tip him to pit actually, because you're not going to need 2 sets of dry tyres if the rain's going to come. Hamster's made it back up to P10 as well. Looks like JJ's just falling off the back of Culpy a little bit, excuse myself. But it looks like you got a bit of a DRS train there, first to 6th. Hamster picks up another position as Dan picks up his second 3-second penalty. So biggest winner so far, Harrison, up 12 places. Biggest loser being King Luckman, down 15, and Kieran down 12. So unfortunate for them two. But quite a few people who progressed though. JJ has now fallen off the back of Culpy. Aidan Gray, 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits, which makes it sound more like a corner cut than just a track limit penalty. Oh, Cameron really wide through the top of Eau Rouge, and he's picked up another 3-second penalty. Culpy looks like he will get the move done here as Mechanicals managed to make a move. And Aidan Gray's pulled into the pits and retired. Wings and Nerf Pack also in the pits. Culpy and Cameron Poulter are almost side by side here. But it's not over yet. We're only just over halfway through this race, and the top 5 within just a couple of seconds. So any one of these could win this here. Harry picking up a 3-second penalty. Let's have a quick look at penalties. Cameron Poulter and Dan on 6 seconds. Harry, Ronan and Wings on 3 seconds. It's a very difficult track for track limits in normal F1 cars. Can't imagine what it's like in these F2 cars. But as I was saying about the gaps there, you know, Culpy only 1.7 off the leader. Unbelievably close here. As Hamster's taken North Hand angle. I will say only one retirement from a crash so far is brilliant. I know these cars struggle quite a bit with traction, so the fact that they can still keep it pinned through Eau Rouge without the accidents is testament to the drivers we've got here. As Culpy's following Cameron through Eau Rouge now. Looks like Matey Boy's dropped back a bit from Scotty. JJ is also just back within DRS range of these guys. As poor Matey Boy there getting passed on either side, Cameron and Culpy. 2 for the price of 1. But Culpy still stuck behind Cameron Poulter here. And now there is just over the 1 second gap to Scotty, so they'll be hoping to close that down through the rest of this lap so they can get DRS. Yeah, we're under 9 tenths now, they look like they're gaining. But now JJ is back in the fight in P6. Right on the back of them. T-Bag commenting saying Kemmel is brutal without DRS. Charlie lost 4 positions. Yeah, it's definitely in these cars where, you know, the slipstream's so overpowered. Oh, JJ's picked up a 3-second penalty, so that will cost him. Not position where he is, but it will cost him in terms of the battling the guys at the front. As Cameron's all over the back of Scotty now. Gets a nice exit there from the bus stop. Fastest lap of the race as well. Sticks behind him through La Source. He'll probably want to stay behind him through Eau Rouge as well. Get the move done on the Camel straight. As Luckman's picked up a 3-second penalty. And there we go, he'll have his DRS open now. He should get this move done, but Scotty has got DRS on Colin as well. Colin's gone defensive. Nice defensive line there, good defensive driving from Colin, not losing out. Regardless of the 2 guys behind having DRS. Very nicely done there. JJ has made it past Matey Boy, who's just picked up a 3-second penalty as well. Unfortunate there for him. But yeah, out of this battle between the top 6, the field is fairly spread out. Just over 3 seconds back to Harry, another 2 seconds to Hamster, another 4 then back to Dan. As Cameron's trying to go around the outside of Pouillon there on Scotty. As Hamster's picked up a 3-second penalty as well. And Kieran picking up a penalty. Yeah, Spa is brutal for track limits. As the guys are showing, picking up Right, third bit of penalties in not so many laps. Oh, Cameron and Scotty side by side. Let's see if he makes a move here into the bus stop. Scotty was really wide there. And now Coulpy's back in this battle as well. He's on the back of this group. Oh, Cameron. He's dived up. He's up the inside into the source. Oh, little bit of contact there with Scotty. Looks like Coulpy's trying to pick up the pieces as well there and get around both of them. Oh, they're very close through Eau Rouge, and that's Scotty off into the wall. But it doesn't look like a DNF. He is still going, Scotty is still going. Ronan now picks up a 3-second penalty as well. Hound picking up another. Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there with Scotty, whether he got too close through Eau Rouge and it unsettled the car a little bit, or whether there was a bit of contact there, I'm not too sure. But at the moment, Mechanical driving brilliantly to keep the guys behind him, knowing that, you know, the 6 guys behind him all have penalties as well. But he'll want to stay in front as long as possible. Now let's see what happens there in this back straight. Oh, they're all over each other, these 3. Oh, Cameron looks like he's tried to make a move up the inside, and it's backfired. It looks like Coulpy's got up the inside of him. Let's see what happens now. As JJ's all over the back of these 3 as well now. Cameron going for a dive up the inside of the source again. Nicely done. Both guys leaving each other enough space there, but let's see what happens. Yeah, Coulpy pulls in behind him through Eau Rouge. Don't want to be going side by side through there. Through Radion. Onto the back straight. Coulpy looks like he's got JJ going to make a move on him here as well. As Cameron has got round Colin. Cameron has taken P1. Looks like Coulpy's gone for it as well. Coulpy's gone up the inside there into turn 7. So Mechanical losing 2 places there on the Kemmel Straight. As Matey Boy's now back on this battle as well. Kieran picks up another 3-second penalty. Ginger's just got past North Van Dangle. As it looks like there's a few battles going on now. As Dan and Carl are battling. I'm just going to stick on with this battle at the front as they are very close and this will be for the win. Colin will be hoping to stick with the 2 guys in front, knowing that they've got penalties, but he's got JJ for company, putting a lot of pressure on. Coulpy looking to stick with Cameron here. They have gapped Mechanical a little bit. JJ has managed to make it past. Hamster's made it past Harrison as well, a bit further back, taking 6th place. Looks like they're battling. Harrison picking up another 3-second penalty. And that is your final lap. So Mechanical will take the win after the penalties. Coulpy taking P2, JJ P3. Wow, none of the people that I suggested getting on the podium at all, so what do I know? But no, brilliant racing there from some of the guys. Obviously a lot of penalties, but Colin doing what he needed to do, keeping it clean. Brilliant drive there from Colin. I think, if I'm honest, my driver of the day for the sprint would be, it's an hard one. It's between Colin and JJ. Colin, just for keeping it so clean, everyone picking up penalties there around him and keeping his nose clean. Brilliant drive. And JJ obviously battling from P7 up to P3 with, arguably some of the faster guys around him there as well, but managing to make that time back up after dropping off the pace a little bit. Teabag saying got 1 out of 3. Yeah, you did better than me, mate. Also saying the loyalty of Nicky's top class. I wish I could say the same, my wife's more loyal to you. As we see the guys celebrating on the podium. We'll let them have the moment. Yeah, just to confirm the standings there. Mechanical taking the win. Colpy P2 and JJ rounding off the podium. The only people without a penalty were Mechanical, Carl Trim and Nerf Pack. That shows how difficult this track is. A couple of the guys there picking up 6 and 9 second penalties. So Colin doing a really good job there to take the win, keeping it clean and leading most of the laps as well. I know he only started P2 on the grid, but some of the faster guys behind him you would have thought had put a challenge in. Shout out to Carl as well, they're getting up 12 places and keeping it penalty free. Very good drive there from Carl. Yeah, unfortunately losing Wicken, Osso and Aiden. There we go to the feature race where Colpy will be starting on pole just ahead of Hamster. It looks very dry here, but Colin commented earlier saying that rain's expected 10 minutes in. I wonder if anything's changed because it looks a lot brighter now than it did before. That window to the right of my screen, it still looks like it's raining in the reflection. It definitely isn't on track. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, T-Bag. The cars do perform well in clean air, but when you've got 2 cars so close behind you, the slipstream and DRS on these is so overpowered, especially down that Camel straight, a 2 kilometre straight. It's a massive advantage to the cars behind. I will be back in just a second before we start this. And I'm back. It'll be interesting to see how the start of this race goes. Josh, obviously, unlucky to spin there in the sprint. We'll be hoping to make amends for that. He'll probably be blaming Teabag for putting so much pressure on him before the race. But it'll be interesting to see what Ginge and JJ can do from 3rd and 4th now. JJ having a good race, obviously, in the sprint. But it'll be interesting to see if Ginge can do any better this race as well. Cameron starting P6, he'll probably be hoping to get a good start again. Mechanical, obviously, off the back of the last drive, he'll want to pick up a few places. But he has got Kieran, Dan, Hayden and Hound behind him. For the fans, we hope Osso can do better. As the guys are just coming round the final corner now, in II as they'll form up on the grid. There we go, last driver's just forming up. Couple of the cars bobbing about. There we go, 3 lights, 4, 5 lights. And away we go, lights held a lot longer there than they were in the sprint. Colpy getting a good start there, he will lead out of the source. Hamster keeping P2, Ginge staying where he is, as is JJ. Cameron Poulter looks like he's got past. Oh, Cameron Poulter's got past Scotty and... oh no. Sorry, it's Matey Boy who's dropped down 4 positions there. As Hamster's got a good run on Colpy there. Colpy going defensive. Hamster around the outside into Lacombe's. Looks like a bit of chaos there behind. 4 guys going into Lacombe's all side by side. As we go through Brachel's. Kieran down 8 places. Oh, and he's just picked up 4 places. Not too sure what's happened there. Looks like a bit of a coming together. A bit of chaos there. Wick and Carl, Ronan and Hound. Yeah, Hound completely missing his front wing. I can't really see any damage on Ronan, but he is driving very slowly. We've got a VSC. Yeah, not too sure what happened there, but definitely 4 cars involved in that. Wickham looks like he's got some wing damage as well, missing end plates and some fins. Carl doesn't appear to have damage, unless he's got some side pod damage there. It looks a little bit like it. Or so, has he picked up some? No, his wing all looks intact. As Aidan and Dan just passing each other under the VSC. We've seen it so easy in these to pick up drive-through penalties under the VSC, so let's hope no one does here. You don't want to ruin your race too early on. As we are back racing. It looks like that has benefited Josh. Now 1.2 ahead of Colpy, who's got Ginge and Cameron Poulter on his gearbox. Hound is into the pits, so he'll be repairing that front wing, or replacing it. Sorry, just keeping an eye on the gaps here. Mechanical looking to get past his teammate. think it's his teammate. They look similar colours on the side of the leaderboard there. As Cameron's hustling Ginge as well, trying to push him around the track. But Hamster doing what he needs to do at the moment and just keeping that gap around 1.2 seconds. So when DRS is activated, Culpy will struggle against the guys behind him. Aidan Gray, the only person to pick up a penalty so far in this feature race. As Ronan's just got past Wicken. And Cowell's got past Osso. As Ginger's now fallen a second behind Culpy. 1.2. As the fastest laps are tumbling, obviously this being the first full racing lap. DRS also enabled now, so let's see what happens here on this on the Camel Straight. Nice and flat through Eau Rouge and Radion. Cameron looks like he's going to make a move here. DRS is open. And he has got the move done before the braking zone into Lacombs. Nicely done there from Cameron. Let's see if he can close that gap now down to Culpy. Ginge will have JJ on his rear end very soon. It looks like Scott is also tagging on the back of JJ, just staying within DRS zone. There's no Fandangles chasing down Mechanical. He's got his teammate Harrison all over the back of him as well. Looks like Harry's going for a move here. No, he thought... Oh, he has, sorry. He got the move done just before Pouillon. And Hamster has stretched that gap out to 1.8 seconds at the front. Just pulling away as Kieran's overtaking his teammate there, Aidan Gray, for P12. Oh, Ginge and JJ battling there. And he's side by side going into the bus stop. Culpy's picked up a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. It looks like he might have outbraked himself and gone straight across the chicane there. Ginge did have a bit of a moment out of the bus stop there, so he's lost the position to Scotty as well. But that will have ruined Culpy's race now, that 10-second penalty. That's a massive penalty. Stick on board with Ginge here as he follows Scotty and JJ through Eau Rouge and Radion onto the Camel Straight. He will now pick up DRS. I don't know why we're looking backwards. Scotty got the move done on JJ. Ginge, unfortunately, not enough road to get past. As a couple of people picking up penalties now. Wicken, Aidan and King Luckman, as Harrison has just got past Luckman as well. I thought we'd see Dan and Colin make a bit more progress than we have. Dan staying where he started in P11. Mechanical unfortunately losing a position. As Ginge has now picked up a 3-second penalty. Scotty now 2 seconds behind Cameron. And Hamster just running away at the front there now, 2.3 seconds. See what JJ does down this back straight now. As it looks like he is running low wings because he was challenging Ginge down here a lap ago as well. And Scotty going wide there, picking up a 3-second penalty. Let's see, JJ looks like he gets a good exit through the bus stop chicane. DRS open down this straight now. as Dan's made it past Luckman up to P10. JJ should have this move done now on the Kemmel Straight. Let's stay on board. Does he keep it flat? No, he lifts off. He lifted off. Scotty bouncing about a bit there. Cameron Poulter picking up a penalty. Oh, King Luckman picking up a penalty. And Mechanical picking up a penalty there. JJ does get the move. Oh, side by side on the entrance to Lacombs. Ah, beautiful driving there from Scotty and JJ. What a battle. Scotty just running wide there, which has give JJ the edge. JJ taking that place. As Scotty's trying to fight back through Brachel's. Ginge now back on the back of these guys with Matey Boy as well. Harrison picking up another penalty. Do a quick penalty check. So we've got Culpy with 10 seconds. Now, I'm not too sure if with a 10-second penalty it'll make him serve it in the pits. If it does, that's made it even worse. But oh, JJ's picked up 3 seconds. I will say, it has got cloudy now. Has it started to get wet? It is. It's raining. The rain has come. Now let's see what happens.